Okay. All right. So let's talk about the arithmosophy of the year. So the number of 2023 by itself is the number 7. So according to arithmosophy, not esoteric arithmosophy, but arithmosophy, which is like numerology, 2023 creates a 7, and 7 is the year for self-analysis. A year 7, of course, we all have our personal year. If you want to know the number of your personal year, you add the day of your birth, like the number of the day and the month, to number 7. So, and you bring that to a single digit number, and that's your personal year meaning. And of course, every year has the same meaning as in arithmosophy, like a year 1 is a year for new beginnings, a year 2 spreading, making contacts, a year 3 promoting, bringing out to the world, a year 4 working and being consistent, a year 5's change, travel, opportunities, great opportunities. A year 6 is family, a year 7 and relationships in general. A year 7 is spirituality and mind control and self-analysis. A year 8 is a year for rewards, and a year 9 is a year for big profits and conclusion of things that don't work, and emotions, and love. So every year is a year for love, but some years are more than others. Okay, so this is your personal year. To know this, you add the day of your birth. Like if you're born on the 10th of March, you add 10 plus 3 plus 2023. And then you bring that to a single digit, and that's your number. This is how you may know your personal year, but for everyone, for all humanity, for all beings, number 7 is the number of 2023. It's 2 plus 2 plus 3. And that means a mental year, and a year of mental tests, and a year of potential third initiation, which is the control of the mind. It's going to be a year where we will be tested for our character, okay? And we will see exactly, and this is very important. We have to realize that there will never come the year where we will say, oh, yeah, now I'm just going to do nothing and watch series on Netflix, and I'm going to enjoy my profits and just go on vacation the whole year. No, even if you go on vacation the whole year and you make an enormous amount of money and you take a year off and you travel the world, you're going to be tested, right? And according to the way that we respond to the tests, this is how circumstances react. So, okay, so let's move on. I don't want to tire you. This time I'm going to be brief, and I'm not going to have a PowerPoint. I have my notes here, and I just want to go month by month very quickly so that you see the essence of the year. Now, this year is going to be divided almost in two. The first part until summer, or until the end of summer, until definitely July is in, it's going to be an opportunity. It's going to be a time of opportunity. And if you want to look at the entirety of the year, it's going to be a year when we will have to make decisions about our life. We will have to choose where we want to be, where we want to live, how we want to live. And we will have to make true, we will have to really, if we have been delaying following our heart's desires, this is the time to do it. And after that, you will not have the opportunity. And perhaps you will not have the opportunity for a long time, for many years. You have to do it until July. You have to trust the universe. You have to trust your higher soul that if you want to do something, you can do it. You have to follow your heart. Do you know how many people, because this is my work, it has culminated into being, in reality, guiding people to finding their mission. This is what I'm doing, and helping people in crossroads choose the right direction and helping them through arithmosophy find what they're here to do. And then they also see the divine timing and everything, and it works in their mind, especially they know. You know how many people I have met who said to me, who work in an amazing job, you know, making a lot of money in a bank, making a lot of money, and then they want to leave their work and do something else entirely different, like make a cafe with beautiful desserts that they make, and or an animal shelter that is funded, and they, you know, whatever. I mean, people just need to follow their heart. And as Lord Joel said, the world is not going to change in through revolution, but it's going to change. We're going to change one by one by following our heart and through ethical businesses. So that's very important. So we, you know, an ethical business is going to go well, has support from above. And your soul, you know, we have to realize that we have to see that the most successful people in the world, Tony Robbins, you know, all his associates, Nurka, the way they do it, Master Marilag, you know, the way they make money is by being purified and thinking positively. And, you know, if you, instead of trying and despairing and working and thinking, oh, I will never make it, I'm a failure, because you have failed to make a lot of money, for example, you know, which is not a failure, because you know, you have become pranic healers, most of you, and most of you are Hatha yogis. So not only you're not a failure, but you belong in the very, very, very tiny percentage of the aware population of this planet that is changing the world. So, you know, and just even doing meditation and blessing the earth once is an amazing thing, or helping someone, you know, helping people, healing people. That's amazing. That's incredible. So we cannot afford to be thinking that that success is related to money only, right? This is the wrong approach, because the universe doesn't care about money. The universe our higher soul just wants to give us whatever we need, and we always will have whatever we need. And if we stress and we are anxious and we have poverty consciousness or anxiety for money, it's our problem, and we're delaying the gifts that we would get if we were just thinking positively. And if we channeled our energies into a project that is according to our heart's desire, and without compromising it to make it seemingly more commercial. You can do anything you want without capital. Really, you can. You can find capital, you can find people, you can do everything you want. You just have to have something that is going to fire up your heart. And then, as the masters say, all your chakras will, you know, provide you with what you need in order to succeed. So this is a year for that. And I'm urging you to do it and to take this seriously, because this year is going to have a very opportune first part of the year until summer. And around fall, things will happen. You know, I don't know what will happen. If I tell you that I know what will happen, I will lie to you. For sure, the world is not going to end. You know, there will, even if there is God forbid, a nuclear something, you know, somewhere, it's not going to destroy the planet. It's not going to destroy humanity. It's going to be much smaller than Hiroshima, for example. It's not going to go in all the world. It's going to be localized if something happens. But this is not for me to predict, right? I'm just saying the world will continue and life will continue. But there may be some financial challenges arising around fall, like for people who are in the stock exchange, etc. You know, so if you have to know that it's better to have your money in something that is your own, you know, of your own heart's desires, you know, or on some property that you may rent or have some income. Janice, I'm sorry, my dog is barking. And, you know, and always the best, you know, investment is in your daily life, and in living life in as much natural environment as possible. I mean, the city is really very, very toxic. The big cities are toxic. If you love the city and you want to live in the city, you're doing a great service to humanity. So this is going to be a year. Its number in esoteric arithmosophy is 5225. And that is that's in the same number as Sahasrara. Sahasrara is the Sanskrit name for the crown chakra. So this is going to be an entirely, what is the crown? The crown communicates, like it's universal love, and it communicates with the higher soul, right? Where it's the way where it's the passage for divine energy. So this is going to be an inspired year. You're going to be guided more than ever this year. And you need to trust your inner guidance and follow the teachings. So the entire year is going to have that energy of the crown chakra. And it's going to have the year, it's going to have the same number as COVID of April 2020. Now in April, we were afraid, very afraid, if you remember, it was starting to spread. So that means that things are going to start revealing themselves. The way that I interpret it is that whatever started in 2020 now is going to show, people who were sick, how many, we're going to find out more the truth about COVID, and perhaps people who are, I don't want to be political. So perhaps we will see some people passing away, in relation either to COVID or to vaccines. We will see the effect of things and of our choices. Of course, we have pranic healing, thank God, and we can take care of ourselves and our loved ones, but we're going to see some things in relation to COVID. Now, this year is going to have it's going to be an auspicious year, and it's going to be under the protection of Mars and Venus. Now, the relationship between Venus and Mars, the gods, not the planets. Now, I don't know about the planets, but the gods, the Greek gods, is that they carry potencies, right? Venus is beauty, wealth, love, right? And many other things. And an old planet from where, a lot of civilization has come to our planet. And Mars is war, but also spiritual discipline and order. So in reality, the negative aspect of Mars is war. The positive aspect of Mars is to have discipline, and to the force of Mars to be used in a disciplined way. So when Venus and Mars are in balance together, that means that when you are good with Mars, you have the gifts of Venus. When you are disciplined spiritually, instead of being argumentative, wanting war, wanting conflict, then Venus gives you your gifts. Then Venus gives you love, beauty, and money. And it's going to be a year related to beauty a lot. I don't know why. A lot of pranic healing facelift will take place this year. It comes in the Arithmosophy. So we're going to have the protection and the favors of Mars and Venus, which means we're going to be in balance. And it's all about our crown chakra and meditation. Also, Archangel Barchiel. Archangel Barchiel is relates to prosperity. So it's going to be a prosperous year if you think positively always, right? It's going to be a loving year. And the outcome of the year is going to be having Mars protect us. And that's very important, because whatever happens, we're not going to be destroyed by war. We're going to, the outcome relates to the triangles between temples. You know, there are temples, ancient temples all over the world, and these are built exactly with 1 meter, 1 centimeter or 10 centimeters, you know, exactitude on holy spots where the energies converge, like of the grids, you know, around the energy grid around the earth. So the temples are built exactly there. That's why we have um, triangles that have this equal sides, you know, and this is amazing. The ancients knew exactly where the energy was. So this year relates a lot to the Great Invocation. I mean, the Great Invocation is going to alter the outcome of the year 2023. That relates to the outcome of the year. Also, we're going to relate to our lineage, you know, a lot, and to Retu. It's going to be Retu, Lord Jesus, and the Buddha, both of them this year. And also, Master Choa is going to play a very, very important role. He's going to be Master Choa, Sanat Kumara, and other masters that we will mention. You know, and also something will happen with Donald Trump. I don't know what will happen. I don't know, but it's his year in any case. So we will have blessings from the Buddha, and we will have love, you know, the essence of the Christian teachings. Also, we will have love on every aspect as a result of the year. The outcome of the year will be marriage. A lot of unions will happen this year. Isis and Osiris together, male and female, you know, first ray and second ray also. Power and love together. So then in January, it seems that we're going to be, whatever happens in January to each one of us will relate to the Dharma of the year 2017. So if you have a notebook, if you have a diary, or any notes about 2017, you have to remember what you did, how you did things. Did you make mistakes? Were you tempted? And did you do something good? So the Dharma, the way that you walked the path in 2017 is going to relate to January 2023. Also, Pope Francis comes up in January 23. I don't know what it means. And Pisces, the Piscean energy. The Piscean energy is to save. So there's going to be, you know, also it's to save, and it's also to deal with our lower aspect, like the dweller on the threshold. We're like the Piscean labor relates very much also to dealing with our lower aspect, you know, like seeing ourselves and transforming ourselves. And we can do this through the third, you know, it relates to the third initiation, which means it relates to mental control, you know. Don't forget that the 21st December, which is the winter solstice, until 28th of December is a very sacred week for aspirants and for world servers. The entire week is very sacred. 21 to 28 is called the World Server Week. And in this week, some years, we don't know, I don't know which years. I mean, I'm not, I'm not a Lord of Karma, so I'm not going to know this. I cannot know this. So in some years, the Lord gives initiation during this week. And this is very important to be good. Of course, according to our performance of the entire year, not of this week. But in that week, we better be purified and meditative and helping people as much as possible. So January is going to be about the Dharma of 2017 is coming, and we're going to see our negative aspect. There's a lot of turmoil because it's the number that is the sum of all the male Greek gods, which means the male masculine energy, a lot of masculine energy that is related to force. Now, after that, February comes, it's the crown. So in February, we're going to be very, very guided all of February. And we're going to be inspired for creative and especially artistic projects. And we're going to be, if we invest in them, we're going to be successful and more spiritual and more prosperous, you know. In March, March relates also to July 2021. If you want to look at what happened in July 2021, it relates very much to March. And we will see the effects of COVID to humanity in March. Now, in March, we're going to have something that will open our heart and love the entire world. We're going to be more united as humanity than ever. Did you see what happened? I mean, you know, I'm trying not to get political usually because I like my work and I want to continue doing it. But, you know, you saw what happened in Iran with the women. So many women got killed. So many women got killed in protests, you know. And now this attorney general is saying that they're going to abolish the morality police, you know, and they're going to, he's suggesting that they allow women to take off the hijab, to take off their head cover if they want to. So this is amazing. You know, I respect women who want to wear it, but if you don't want to wear it, or if there's a hair coming out of your hijab, to be killed for that, you know, and there were so many men who gave their lives for this cause. And I will tell you something, I never thought to say this. I said it in my previous session that I had 2 hours ago. I never thought I would see this happen, this good outcome happen so easily in Iran. You may say easily, perhaps 200, 400, 1,000 people died for this. I don't know how many died, but yeah, that's easy. I thought millions would die for that, millions. And they didn't. It happened because people, you know, protested. And of course, they have the support of the West, you know, in this. But in reality, you know, everything is possible if people are not afraid to speak up and to what they believe, you know. So March is going to be like, humanity is going to be more united, and it's whatever happens in March is going to affect a lot the Orthodox Easter. The Orthodox Easter this year is 16th of April, and it is you know, that is going to be a date that is going to alleviate a weight of humanity. It happens every year. I noticed it since 2020, that every year in Orthodox Easter, there's so much intervention from the Lord Jesus that, and from the Buddha, Lord Buddha, that a lot of the problems, you know, of humanity and a lot of evil is being stopped, is being, you know. But of course, we are entering after Wesak. We're going to enter a period when we are entering a new cycle of crisis that will bring down the divine plan, and a mega cycle of 9 years of tension and expansion of what has been done in the past 9 years. From 2014 until 2022, there's been this crisis and, you know, bringing down of the energies from the hierarchy. And now it's all this is going to expand. And that's good. That's really good because, you know, things are going to expand and change. And we believe that it will change to the better, you know, things will happen. And indeed, in March relates to Ida, you know, to the cool meridian. And that means something, it's the cool aspect of us. It's the creative aspect. It's not the forceful aspect. We're going to be creative and we're going to be inspired. Again, March has the 12th chakra, the 12th chakra as a which is the above, you know. So we start with a crown chakra and then we go to the 12th chakra, and then we are connected to the soul, you know. We are more connected than ever. And there is a prophet called Ozis, and that means he saves and helps. So you see, this year relates uh, to being saved and being helped. We will have help when we need it. You have to remember that whatever happens in life, whatever you need is right in front of you. It's not somewhere else. You have it. You have everything you need to be saved and to do whatever you need to do. Then April is going to be an amazing month, all right, spiritually. Now, I don't know what will be happening in March, but April is and May, because they always have the same number, all right? Always May of every year and April of every year, although May and April have different numbers, they have the same esoteric number. This year it's 6776 from the Greek calculations. So again, what happens this December is going to show in April in the United States is going to affect April 2023. So let's hope United States is quite quiet this December. Then it's again, this relates to the this goes even higher. You know, we go to the soul chakra, and you know, to the symbols of and to the higher soul, and to the how do you call the incarnated soul, also both, and the symbol of the lotus, you know. And there's a lot of prosperity in April, but also a lot of people writing books, expressing themselves, publishing books, etc. We have blessings. This is an amazing month where we have blessings from Master, blessings from the Gautama Buddha, from the Paramahansa, from Johann Paul the Venetian, which means art, and Gabriel, Archangel Gabriel, is the archangel of prosperity and of writing, also writing books and art. So Johann Paul the Venetian, also art. Lord Kutumi, you know, second ray, love, healing, Arithmosophy. And then Apollonian unit. What is an Apollonian unit? We are an Apollonian unit. We are part of an Apollo. You know, Apollo symbolizes the higher soul. And then the Gemini constellation, what does it mean? It means that we have to undergo tests of character and be able to, after we surpass these tests and the ego and the lower aspect, then we are here to spread knowledge to the world. That's what we're here to do. So whatever we all know, we think we know nothing, but we know so much. And we should not retain our knowledge for ourselves. We should spread it. Like if you see someone being darkened, you know, you tell them, oh, you know, why don't you air your house every morning? Why don't you put a bucket of salt water? Why don't you put the Om? Why don't you do meditation on twin hearts? I mean, we have to help people. We have knowledge, not for ourselves. There are some things like the law of karma and etheric hygiene that we have to spread. Otherwise, it's like having millions and not giving to anyone, you know. We have to spread knowledge. So also healing, we have to offer healing. This April and May, we have to be very, very giving and healing, and also go straight to the target. And for us, we need to attain silence, inner silence and outer silence. And we have to master speech, because the only way to go to mental control is to master speech and to be able to not to gossip, not to brag about ourselves, and not to give pearls to the swine, as they say, you know, not to give knowledge that is not, we're not supposed to give. We know what we're supposed to tell others, right? We're supposed to help them purify. We're supposed to help them meditate, but we're not supposed to tell them all the secrets of Arhatic Yoga, because they have to walk the path. They have to meditate. They have to do healings. They have to know how to feel the energy, and then they can be Arhatic Yogis properly. Otherwise, it's too much energy for them. So then June, after this is the same, April and May are the same. Very beautiful. I mean, whatever is happening in the world, we have full support. And it's amazing that we have support from all these ascended masters. Perhaps things will be tough and we will have support. In 2020, the best months were April and May, and they were very difficult months. All the angels and Archangel Michael, everybody was there helping humanity. And in reality, it was the most difficult months of, of the last decades, you know. But we will have this support, right? We have to have full faith. So in June, pranic healing, the path of beauty. So we're going to be in the path of beauty. This also means Venus, you know, Venusian, love and beauty and wealth, prosperity. And it also means that, yes, the path of truth is very important, but also the path of beauty is very important. It's very important that we love ourselves and that we beautify ourselves and others. And it's the month where we will have all external obstacles removed. So it's an amazing month for making your dreams come true. June, you know, you can do it. It's a month when we will, you know, it's the same, it has the same number as the method for materialization. So Kriya Shakti perhaps, or positive thinking. Just focus on what you want and never think of what you're afraid of. When I catch myself worrying, I don't even do anything. I just stop. When I think of something positive, I think of something beautiful. So again, perhaps we will have COVID fears or whatever, or war, fears of war in June. Perhaps we will have scares of war, you know. It's going to be like March 2022. You know, March 2022, we were afraid of war. War was the entire theme. But we have a lot of support. We have the Buddha, we have the soul on our side. We have the, how do you call them? Anyway, it doesn't matter how I derive this conclusion. I arrive at this conclusion. It is the same number as our soul. And then we have the spiritual hierarchy of light on our side. We have Lord Kutumi and Buddha Shakyamuni on our side. And it is a month, June, where we have to forgive a lot. Forgive. And when you forgive, you will reach your goal very fast. And one of the ways to forgive is, you know, forgiveness technique, but also it's a good practice to do our Lord's Prayer before you sleep. You know, it's a very good practice. And if you haven't done the seminar, it's good to do the seminar, you know, of our Lord's Prayer when you find it. It's a very, very important seminar. So in July, again, we have so many, somebody will reincarnate, we don't know who, you know, but we have so many great masters. It relates very much to the earth. And then we have these two rays very evident, fifth ray and sixth ray. Fifth ray is the ray of truth and science. Sixth ray is the ray of faith. I don't know if they will be in conflict between them, you know, or if they will both participate in, you know, whatever is happening. But there's going to be in July, we're going to have an obstacle that is going to help, that is going to be for the best. We're going to have an obstacle in July that is going to make sure, that is going to ensure the best possible outcome. So for example, let's say you want to buy a house or to rent a home in a different place, you know, and it's not working, something happens. It is an obstacle for some reason, you know. You have to learn to scan and to be sure of your scanning. Scan 3 times, you know, not just once. And then you can know if it is a yes or no. Also, sometimes when I scan in the beginning, I would scan and there was nothing. But this nothing was because the scanning was much bigger, right? So then I started to scan 50%, 10%, you know. So August, all right. Something will happen in August, all right. Something will happen that is very strange and like metaphysical, you know, something metaphysical. I don't know if it's going to have a physical appearance as well, but it's going to be a new vibration, another vibration, a higher vibration, you know, higher vibration. And it's going to be an event that people have been waiting for. Now, somebody may reincarnate, you know, and their energy will shift, make a shift in the vibration of the planet, right? And August is always a very good month spiritually because it's Master Cho's birthday. Actually, yeah, it says Master Cho's birthday. It's a Mother Mary's transition, you know, so it's a very, very important month. And here it says the Lord Buddha blesses humanity with peace, which means we will need peace, right? But we will be blessed with peace. It's a month for spiritual aspiration. We're going to be super spiritual and blessing. And we're going to develop discernment to a great extent. And, you know, we're going to do a Kundalini meditation in August that is going to be very important. One of the Kundalini for our Hatha yogis, right? Always. It's going to be a very important Kundalini. Also, another finding here is that the solar logos purifies humanity through COVID. So COVID, you know, if you think about it, it's a way to burn all that is lower, you know, in us and in humanity. Let's not, you know, I mean, nobody wants to die of COVID, but you know what I mean. It's there's no death. Death is just a transition. So September is a month for Master Choa completely, and it's a month where we will see a lot of truth and many things that we expect will not happen. So September is going to be a month for big. Also, the 4th of July, keep in mind the 4th of July. I don't know what will happen, but perhaps this is when some things will start happening. September is going to be the month where things we were planning will not happen. So this is when it starts to change. The year starts to change, you know, around September, October is going to be the month where things change. But we're going to have Apollo on our side, and that means the higher soul. The higher soul is going to be giving to us. And we're going to be more spiritual this year. I mean, the whole year has the crown chakras number, right? So then October, I don't have anything for October, anything. I just have that Apollo, you know, with spirituality, higher soul is going to be helping us. And then we have November. November has a Monday, a good morning, and space and time. I don't know what this means. I really don't mean. Oh, and it relates very much to Mother Mary. So Mother Mary is going to take care of us, you know. And I was thinking, because the 21st of November, right, is the birthday of Mother Mary. So perhaps the 21st of November is the peak day of that month. So we're going to have a lot of help from the angelic kingdom, a lot of purification of the astral plane, and a lot of care, nurturing. We're going to be taken care of. but something with a time and space continuum, we will see. So, and it's going to be a month of love. And then finally, December, it is going to be, COVID is going to be seemingly over, you know, and it's a month for the Lord Buddha, December. It's a very good outcome month. And it's a month for fifth ray, which means truth and science, you know. A lot of revelations will happen this year, and of Lord Jwel, knowledge and, you know, the secret doctrine. And, you know, this is going to be the month where pranic healing is really going to spread big time in the world. Okay, so this is my interpretation of what came out from the Greek only, because if I do the English, it's another hour. So I thought, now I have already done the cards, you know, but I want to do them again. I want to pull new cards because every time they relate. So I'm going to have more information like this. So we're going to see them now, okay? And let me just show you how this works so that you know. This is like the tetractys. You know, the tetractys is a holy shape of the Pythagoreans. All right. So I don't know if you've been in that seminar and you know this. Wait, what is happening here? All right. So do you see this? This is the shape. You have a pyramid, 1 card, 2 cards, 3 cards, 4 cards. On the top, it's the premise of the reading. This is year 2023. We're going to see the main, well, you know, aspect of year 2023. Don't read the other ones. Let me just take you through it. Now, we have 2 cards, the light card and the dark card. Forget about the titles, light card, dark card. This is for the people. This was a mistake to write dark card. This is dark because it's manifestation, it's matter, material. So the light card is how we are going to be acting, reacting to what the circumstances will bring, okay? That is the light card. The dark card is how the universe will react to how we will react to the circumstances, all right? So we read the light card first, and then the dark card. Then we have 3 cards, the creator, the Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva. You know, what we need to create, what new decisions, directions, etc. What we need to sustain, what we need to not change and sustain. And then the destroyer card, what should not be continued. And of course, because in the cards that I have, they're all positive and it's all good, you know, we will see how we will interpret. That's why I invoked, because this is a very difficult card to interpret. Now, during COVID, I mean, in November 2019, the Shiva card, the destroyer card, was fertility. And it said that fertility would be destroyed, would be undermined on the planet. And the same came in 2021. The same came in 2022. So that was very, very strange, right? All right. So then we have 4 cards. The fire card is the creative force, the ambitions, our will, what we will be dynamically creating. Then the water card is our emotions, how we are going, how we should deal with our astral body, how we should deal with our emotions. These are so accurate, what we must do, all right? And the air card is about the mind, the strategies toward our goals, how again we should act in order to get our mental goals succeed. And then the earth card is what will happen, how it will materialize, you know, the reality of day-to-day living, all right? So I declare that this card reading is going to be about people who are present and people who are in the spiritual path, okay? But it's going to show something for all humanity, all right? It's not going to be, okay, it's going to be for generally good people, right? So I'm going to, I have to write them down. Just a second, let me get a pen. So I have done them, and the most, like the central theme of the year from my previous reading was freedom. I don't know how, but it's freedom. Freedom means, that we have to overcome superstitious beliefs and restrictions. So I'm going to use the Ascended Masters cards first, all right? Because this is the highest, it's a very high vibrational. I just pick when something jumps out, I pick it, okay? So the premise of the year is priorities. That means that we have to remember our priorities. This is so true. Priorities, I have to read you this card because it sounds different. It sounds like duty, right? Priorities sounds like, oh, you have to remember your priorities. But listen to the explanation of this. It says, devote time to your highest priorities, even if it means getting to bed earlier or later. This is a wonderful time to work on projects that are near and dear to your heart. Even if you're confused about how to approach the project or you fear whether you'll be able to accomplish your dreams, do it anyway. You'll feel elated by the time and energy you invest into your true priorities because your inner self will feel loved and well cared for. As you invest in your priorities, you're investing in yourself. Let go of procrastination and perfectionism. Break your major goals into baby steps and take one step at a time. This is the way to do your projects. So, if you think your duty is to be doing these things, you have to give priority to what your heart desires. First, you have to find it and do it, right? So now I'm going to take from the angels the light card, right? This is a really nice cards too, the angels cards. So the light card, which means how the universe is going to influence us and what are we going to do? Trust. This is what we are going to do. We're going to trust. We're going to be given by the universe trust. Trust is Vishnu, right? Vishnu energy. And now how the cosmos will react to our trust. Children. Children may have many meanings. Of course, children have to be protected. And all these things that we hear all the time, it's terrible about children, like all this pedophilia and all that is terrible. So perhaps the universe is going to find a way to protect children, but also children means projects, our babies, so many people call their project my baby. You know what I mean? So children, if you read the meaning of the card, it says your projects and your new projects. So when you trust, your projects, new projects are going to come, and manifest. So now for the creator card, what we need to be doing in which new directions, what we need to do. This is crazy, huh? You know why? Because I pulled trust, this is in Greek trust, and bistosini, all right? I pulled it from the angelic thing. And now what we need to be doing more than ever, that's what came out, trust in English. It's amazing, huh? So this is all we need to do. We need to trust. It's telling us twice. What we need to do is trust. It's incredible. All right. So what we need to start doing, right? Because, You know, if you say, oh, I want to have my own center, or I want to have a business, or I want to do this, but I don't have the money. How am I going to do this? Just make a business plan, write down, buy a notebook, write your business plan and say, okay, all right, if I do this, I have to pay that much, that much, that much. I need that much money. And then I'm going to be selling this or making that. I will make this program and sell it, and it will make me so much money. I have to pay this for tax, this, and then you make a business plan, and then you see how you're going to make money out of this. And then if you don't have the money, you find someone to finance it. It's very simple, and you make them partners. And you can do it. You just need to trust. That's all. And you need to meaning, when it comes twice, it means all you have to do is trust that if you want something, you can have it. If it's for your own good. So you have to trust also that your heart's desires are for your own good. All right. So what we need to keep doing, we need to let it go. We need to keep forgiving. We need to be letting go of the past. Okay. Let go of the past and let go of worry. Let go of thinking of what may go wrong. All right. Let it be. Things will happen by themselves. This is Kuan Yin. And what needs to be destroyed? All right, this requires, listen. All right, let me read this, otherwise I will never understand what it means. Listen. What does it mean? Listen in meditation, that's what it means, but.
Evita, I'm sorry, are you on the creator card?
On the destroyer. The creator was trust again.
Oh, okay.
In English.
And then what was sustainer? I'm sorry, I must have missed it.
The sustainer was let it go of Kuan Yin, which means let go of the past, forgive.
Got it.
And let go of, all negative things that prevent us from just, for example, when you want something, you're like, when will this happen? When will this happen? You just have to not think about it. That's all.
I'm sorry. So the light card was new projects. What was the dark card then?
Children, which
Children.
means
Okay.
the new projects.
Got it. And
All
now
right.
you're on destroyer, which is.
Yeah, which is listen.
Got it. Thank you.
Right. Let's see what it means. Okay. You can hear your divine guidance best by quieting yourself and listening. Shut out noisy stimulations like telephones and television and relax in a quiet place. So what we need to destroy is too much technology. No, that's not what I mean. You know what I mean, right? Is being online all the time, television, and communications all the time. So don't try to make anything happen. It's exactly what I was saying to you in a moment. The let it go, that's what it means, right? Just listen to your own thoughts, breath, and the rhythm of your heart. Then mentally ask questions of your guides and angels. Listen to the loving truth that they speak in your heart, body, and mind. Listen to your own inner truths. Trust your intuition and take action accordingly. Do you know that you can make 100 times more money and find your life partner much, much sooner if you just spend time lying down, and enjoying, listening to a little music or no music, and just lighting a candle, taking a notebook, and just doing nothing. But, even Lord Joel says that people toil unthinkingly. They work all day, they fill up every moment of the day instead of just contemplating and thinking of what they have done. And instead of pondering on their actions and doing inner reflection, which is what we need to do. So they say that you wish once, only once for something. You ask your angels once, and then you let it go. That's it. You never think about it again, and it happens. But if you keep thinking about it, and then, you have to realize that the reason why we're on the internet and on television and on communicating with others is not because we want to be working too hard. It's because we're hooked on technology, That's it. I mean, I spend a lot of time online, unfortunately. This is also for me. All right, so now the dynamic force, the creation, etc., the personal will. I will have one from the angels. Oh, intention. So this is a very, very beautiful, it has a beautiful explanation. Let me read this to you because this little booklet is like, I'm translating from Greek, but still, this is really a very, very well done. It's from Doreen Virtue, who for some reason, because of superstitious belief, now she thinks this was evil. This is not evil, this is amazing. Listen to this. So your creative dynamic force has to be intention, which means your intentions create your experiences. What do you intend to happen? Make sure that your thoughts and your sensations, your senses reflect your true intentions. So if you're feeling fear, that's not reflecting your intention, right? By pulling this card, the angels are asking you to make a catalog, a list of your expectations. What do you expect that will happen today, tomorrow, or in the future? Those expectations are the seeds of your intentions. An intention means that you have set a goal and you want and you're willing to succeed. Your intentions define your experiences. Your angels are asking you to choose and to fill your intentions with love. See yourself and others as happy, successful, and peaceful. By holding within you those spiritual intentions, you help yourself and others. The angels may help you replace your negative mental habits with thoughts that are more fortifying if you just ask for their help. So you just have to make clear what your intentions are. Better write them. Sounds like Kriya Shakti. But it's good to also know what we're. All right, let's see now our water card, our emotions, how we should be dealing with our emotions. Fertility. So we should feel, we should create, we should, fertility, we should create, we should have abundance in our emotions. Shutting up our heart is definitely not the way to go about in this period of time. Fertility in emotions is very important. And then let's see about our mental mind thought strategies toward goals, how we should go about our goals. Meditate, right? This is a very peaceful approach, right? So the way to go about your goals, and it is also, it really complies with arithmosophy because in arithmosophy this year, it essentially tells us that it's the crown and the higher soul that are guiding us entirely. So you don't think, you intuit. The entire theme of the year is that we will move from thought to intuition and to discernment. We're going to be more intuitive and more discerning, and we have to follow our intuition and our desires, our heart's desires that are in accordance to our higher soul. So physical realities, I will pull from both card packs. All right. The reality is that we're going to focus upon our strengths, which means we're going to focus upon our strengths and not our weaknesses, right? We're not going to be thinking about, we will manage a certain degree of mental control. And we're going to be focusing on what we're good at. We're going to believe in ourselves instead of thinking of what we're afraid of. And then I will pull one from the angelic so that we know what. Oh, two cards. Two cards came out. One card is study, right? So it means we need to study more, because study sort of, study maintains our mind alive and sharp. And then the other is self-acceptance. Self-acceptance is going to be the outcome, right? Self-acceptance really sounds like focusing upon our strengths. So the outcome of this year is going to be that, so this year, the way I see it is this: we're going to find the time to stop, to pause, and to see our priorities. What do we want to do in life? What makes us happy? Do we love feeding the poor? Do we love taking care of animals? We have to stop thinking of success in relation to others. We have to stop comparing ourselves to others. We have to stop caring at all what, all these people telling you have to become billionaires think. If you want to be a billionaire and that's your goal, do it. Go ahead. And you can bring some here. Become millionaire. I have some amazing projects in mind. So, but that's not your goal, right? Your goal is, if you want to be a billionaire, you have to know what you will do with the money. Because, for example, if I'm a billionaire, I'm going to, you know, give all the money to charitable projects. All of it. I mean, I will not need to have a nest egg. I will just give all, because then I will be so lucky. The universe is good. As you give, you receive. When you're giving, then there's a flow of energy. If you're not giving, nothing comes in. If you have to feed, if you take 10 stray dogs and you put them in a nice heaven for dogs estate, then you will have always food for them, and you will always be able to take care of them because you will be giving. So the universe will provide. The universe is not cruel. It's not going to, you're not going to set a goal and it will allow you to go half the way and then it will abandon you. No, our higher soul is going to show us clearly what we should not be doing. And it's going to show us in, what was it, July, I think? I don't remember the month. Yeah, in July. In July, whatever is not going to work for us, we will see. And then we will recalibrate and find the right place. And usually, you will see that it's going to be a year where so many things will happen. We'll have so many tests, but our tests are to remember. Just if you remember this reading, which I know it's impossible to remember it throughout the year, but all you have to do is trust. All you have to do is find what your heart desires, and all you have to do is trust in your higher soul's guidance, and you can do it. It's going to be a good year. It's going to be a year where, according to astrology, it's going to be a year where many things will happen that are not good after October. But I just, this is dark. For, whatever happened in 2020, you may say it was terrible. COVID, it changed our lives. Well, before COVID, my life was to study, to meditate, to heal people, but also to go out, to have fun, to this and that, clothes, restaurants, bars. And now it's so much more, an inner life. We are the soul. We cannot identify with the body so much. And now I appreciate my friends much more. Now, every time I go out for dinner, it's so much warmer. My heart opens up, it's so much better. And I learned how to appreciate people and my friends through these difficult times. So we have to just see how all difficulties, if there is a difficulty and then we respond well to the difficulty, then, you know, circumstances will be optimal. Optimal. Anyway, so, and if you want to leave your country and go somewhere else, there's so many people now going to Thailand. Everybody's going to Thailand. I know 2 pranic healers are Hatha yogis who are going to Thailand for some reason. I know people from Germany coming to Greece. I mean, you have to follow your heart. If you want to go somewhere, if you want to leave, if you want to go somewhere, just follow your heart. Do what you want. Don't let anything stop you. So that's my, you've been seeing that all the time. It's okay. So I hope that we manage to make that happen, part of it at least, to be able to focus on what is within our heart and find it and see how we want to live. If we want to live a beautiful, peaceful life, right? I would like to live a beautiful, peaceful life. And perhaps, you know, I love my online because I love so many people and I know so many people online. And I love you all. And it's my real family. I went to the Greek retreat and I saw so many people that I had never met before, you know, and we were hugging. It was amazing. But I would also perhaps like to make something physical, like a mystery school, a real, not online, you know, somewhere in a beautiful island or in a beautiful place where the local people would come, you know. And I would think, oh, this is such a small, you're going to be a big fish in a really small pond, you know. That's such BS, you know, because it's so nice to change a small community. If you can change a neighborhood. I will tell you one example and then I will let you go because it was long. You know, I once went to I moved from an island, from the holy island of Tinos that I'm sure you've all heard about. I moved to back to Athens and I rented a house in the most posh, private, exclusive area of Athens. And that was at the time of where it's only villas, only, you know, and gardens, etc. And that was at the time when there was a lot of social unrest in a way. People were, you know, in a financial crisis, and the people who were living in that area were afraid. They would keep their shutters closed in daytime, you know. And I went. I mean, they would keep their shutters closed in the 3rd floor and the 4th floor and the 2nd floor, and everything, they would be closed in. Everybody would be closed in. So I went there and I rented the ground floor with a garden, and I kept the doors open, not just the shutters, the entire doors open to the street. Of course, I had a little beautiful garden in front all day, and I had music on. And after a few months, everybody opened their shutters and they let some light in their houses because they felt that if this crazy woman is living so unafraid, you know, then there must be a good reason. She's like, why should we be so afraid? You can help people, you know, speak up, say what they believe in, you know. If one person speaks up, then everybody speaks up. So there's so many ways in which you can help, even a small community, a neighborhood, a street, you know, not an island or a community. That's a big plan, right? We don't have to think like Tony Robbins all the time, like, oh, I'm going to be online and I will have 1 million followers. You know, perhaps it's not for us, perhaps not for me, for example, right? Because I'm not the most commercial person on earth. I'm like more a thinker than a seller. You know what I mean? I'm not. So I'm not the person who is self-promoting all the time, etc., etc. But I like to think, I like to study and to read and to invent, you know, and I like to paint. I've been an artist all my life. So it's, you know, it's better to envision a life that is more quiet and more peaceful. Because when you start small, then you create something really worthwhile. And it's all about what happens in our aura and in our heart. This is all that God cares about, our higher soul doesn't care how many likes we get or how much money we make, cares about how we make our heart and our crown and our spiritual cord expand. That's all it cares about, right? How we do it, whether we get a baby donkey rescue, which that's what I really want to do so much. So if we do that, how we do it, it doesn't matter. I'm going to do it. I'm telling you, I'm announcing. If I get my my project done this year, I'm going to have a place where I'm going to have baby donkeys, not so many, but a few baby donkeys, many turtles, dogs, and cats. And I will try to give the dogs and replace, not too many dogs. And I will have like 10 dogs, and every dog that I give to a good home, I will take another. So there will be a controlled number, and I will be able to have everyone free, that it's not going to be a problem. So I want to do that very much, and to feed the elderly and all that. That's wonderful. But first, I have some other projects that I have to complete. But it's nice, but this is my dream, right? My dream is not to make money so I can go and buy Gucci. My dream is that I can feed baby donkeys. That's a good goal, right? Because that's going to make me feel good. I love animals and people. So find your goal and find what makes you happy, and start from there, and then see how you can do it. And you can always do the Gayatri mantra. This is a secret, and I'm going to post it on YouTube, but it's okay. So you can always ask a question: how am I going to do this? How much should I price this? This and that. And then you do the Gayatri mantra and make a pause, and you get the answer from the solar logos. Okay, so it was really good seeing all of you again. And if I don't see you, Happy New Year. Perhaps I will have an online party, or perhaps I will go to a live party. We will see. All right. So love to all of you. Bye-bye. Bye.